Everyone's singing from the depth of their being. I'm so grateful to be alive, to be awake, to be aware, to celebrate the divine presence as my very life and being. You have entered into the field of celebration. You've seen the T-shirts. We are here to localize the cosmic celebration. We say that in truth because there is a celebration happening throughout the entire cosmos. The entire cosmos, the multidimensional universes, the parallel universes, the galaxies, the solar systems, the quirks, the planetary systems, Mother Nature on all planets, and there are trillions of them, are celebrating the ability to be in the presence of the divine. We, as individualized, distinct units of infinite potential, get to consciously celebrate what the trees and the flowers and the foliage and the grass do unconsciously, subconsciously, and naturally. We have elevated to a point in our consciousness where we get to do it consciously. We get to wake up every single day and celebrate the divine presence that is us and wants to express through us. So wherever you are on the planet at this particular moment, feel your way into this cosmic celebration that's being localized and becoming a pinpoint laser expression known as the Agape International Spiritual Center. Our theme of the month has been and continues to be, give possibility a chance for a change. And we have discovered that there is something called possibility thinking. We've discovered it a long time ago. That when you hold your awareness into that which is possible, even if it's impossible to the ego, even if it's impossible to your limited paradigm, even if it's impossible to your limited self, even if it's impossible to all the people that put you down, even if it's impossible that everybody's talking about you, if in fact you can hold the feeling tonality of possibility, then your eyes will begin to see opportunities all around you that heretofore you could not see because you were blind to possibility. That rhymed on time. Now, so we're holding fast to this possibility thinking so that we become comfortable with living in the zone of the unknown that is unknown to our present paradigm. The good and all of the goodies are outside of our present paradigm. How can I say that? Because the power and the presence and the love of God is infinite. It is beyond the scope of our past, beyond the scope of anything we have ever experienced before. Thus, we are always living on the edge of a greater discovery of the presence and the greater discovery of the presence as our very life. And so when we begin to wake up in substance and say, with God consciousness, all things are possible. When we live in that dynamic, whether it is financial issues, whether it is body temple issues, mental body, emotional body, subtle bodies, whatever body of our affairs, there is a dynamic outside of our present way of thinking that's seeking to express itself by means of us, but we have to say yes to it. Listen, our teaching is one of receptivity and realization. Receptivity and realization. We are here to be receptive to the total givingness of the Spirit and then having a realization of such. So we're walking in that dynamic. So you want to fly? You've got to travel lightly. The angels fly because they take themselves lightly, you see. And so when people begin to ask you, what do you do for a living? You say to yourself, I breathe. I breathe for a living. Without the breath, you're dead. You can go without water for a little bit. You can go without food for a little bit. But without breath, you are dead. So when someone says, what do you do for a living? Don't let your mind immediately run into time and space that you're a plumber, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're this, you're that. No, you may answer that because it's publicly polite to say, oh, well, I do this and that. But inside, when someone says to you, what do you do for a living? You say, I breathe. And then when you're thinking that, you begin to say, I breathe and I give thanks. I breathe. I celebrate God. I breathe. I give praise to the Spirit. What do I do for a living? I breathe. And then you begin to learn to roll through your life without taking anything personally. Roll through your life experience without taking anything personally. You have to travel lightly. You cannot demand that other people live up to your standards of excellence. Everyone is on their path of unfolding where they are in whatever dimension they're working through mentally, emotionally, physically. And so if you take that personally, what they're doing or not doing, it provides a sense of weight upon your shoulders, and you begin to generate thought forms that will weigh you down, and you will not be able to fly. You will not be able to float. You will not be able to soar. And so you'll say, what do you do for a living? I breathe. You're going to roll through life taking nothing personally. And then you must have an agreement with yourself. You must agree that heaven is going to come to earth through you while you are in form. It's an agreement. Now, when you're making that agreement, you're disavowing or breaking your previous agreement with religiosity that says you're going to die and then go to a place called heaven. You have to break that agreement. That is religiosity. That's nonsense. You see, you have to agree that while I'm in form, heaven is coming to earth. And when you begin to walk in that dynamic, breaking your agreement with mediocrity and mediocre teachings, then you become open to the full sway of the Spirit that is never in denial about who and what you are, never declining your availability and receptivity, never not being itself. You'll begin to understand that heaven is more than simply a place. You'll begin to understand that heaven is a state of consciousness. Now, I'll always remember the first time I walked into a metaphysical spiritual community called the Guidance Church of Religious Science back in the 70s. And I'd had a spiritual awakening at the behest of my mother, Alice G. Beckwith, and a good friend of the family at that time called Lissa Sprinkles. They kept cajoling me about going to this spiritual community. And I was saying, I'm not going to no church. I'm not going to no religious church. I'm getting my substance directly from the presence of God. And anyway, to make my mom happy, I go in, and Dr. Daniel L. Morgan is speaking from the pulpit. And I'm walking in, this 20-year-old guy, 20-something, and Dr. Dan is saying, heaven and hell aren't places, they're states of consciousness. And I said out loud, he's right, like that. And everyone turned around, look at this little guy talking, I said, whoa. I sat down, and next thing I know, that Monday I was in class. I said, what is this guy talking about? He's talking my language. And I always remember I was sat in the front row, front seat, dead center. And he said, what is your name, sir? I said, Michael Beckwith. He said, Mr. Beckwith, this is a 15-week class. We're in week 7. I would request that you leave and come back when the class begins again. I said, with all due respect, Dr. Dan, I'm staying. And when the class starts again, I'll come back and begin it all over. He said, as it will, as you will, sir. Anyway, the point being, when I heard him say, heaven and hell aren't necessarily places, they're states of consciousness, it validated an awareness I had within my consciousness. I'm saying to you, if you want to fly, you have to travel lightly. You have to break the mediocre thought that heaven is far away. You have to absolutely take Jesus at his word when he said that the kingdom of heaven was at hand now. You have to say to yourself, I'm bringing heaven to earth while I am in form. Matter of fact, wherever you are, say this with me. I'm bringing heaven to earth while I'm in form. I'm bringing heaven to earth while I have form. I'm bringing heaven to earth while I have a body. So in that moment, you're cutting the cords with the previous religiosity, and you're not putting your good way into the future. You're breathing and saying, what do I do for a living? I breathe, and I have a moment by moment awareness of the good and the joy and the happiness that's here right now, preceding any manifestation. Catch that. I am having a moment by moment awareness that I am alive. I'm having a moment by moment awareness of any modicum of joy. I'm having a moment by moment awareness of any sense of peace, any sense of gratitude before any manifestation. So I'm not waiting for something to manifest or to be demonstrated in form before my happiness. That's using the law backwards. You are having the moment by moment awareness of your joy. I don't care how small the mind may say it is. Here and now. Before manifestation. And then you won't be able to stop the manifestation. Because you will be the vibrational match of the total givingness of the Spirit that is trying to express through you right here and right now. Then you must give up the vibrational weight of trying to get something. You already have it. Just wrap your arms around yourself in this moment. See, I've already got everything I need. Just this feeling that. Now, your surface mind is saying, well, he doesn't know my bills. He doesn't know that I've got these issues with my body. He doesn't know. Yes, I do. I know that. But you are now coming to an understanding, two things. One, you are a vibrational being more than you are a physical being. Most of you is invisible. Most of you can't be seen by the eye. Most of you is the invisible power and presence and love. And two, the world has gone to another frequency and another vibration where we are vibrating very high as a planet and as species on this planet. And as we begin to come into a different frequency beyond survival and beginning to say, I'm not here to get anything, but I'm here to share, to shine, to glow, to give, to celebrate, to radiate. When we begin to come into that frequency, then the denial of the good that is trying to happen through us begins to diminish in all of the life that's trying to express, oh, look, I'm getting ready to pitch something. Catch that. All of the life that's trying to express through us. Now, as I said earlier, we are a teaching of receptivity and realization gets to flow through us. Now, here's the deal. Most people's minds are addicted to what's wrong. It's just, the average person wakes up, they're on their to-do list. Average person wakes up, and they're already living in the past. They're already living in what's bothering them. And they're trying to fix it. That's just normal stuff. It's not a sin. It's just normality. When you begin to travel lightly, you wake up to the best of your ability in the awareness that there's something trying to happen through you. But you must give it something. You must give it your permission. That's all that it wants. It wants your permission. It's doing itself. It's expressing itself. But it wants your commission. Commission. Okay. It wants your permission. And it'll give you a commission. And that commission are the added things when you seek first the realm of ever-expanding good, which is within you. You want to fly? You've got to travel lightly. You've got to flow. You've got to soar. You've got to let go of the weight of trying to get something. And you've got to open yourself up to the flow of shining, glowing, giving, sharing. Now, the moment that happens, and another surface mind says, I don't have anything to give, you've got to smile. I don't have anything to give. You've got some level of service. I don't have everything to give. You've got ideas. You've got poetry. You've got creativity. When you open yourself to that dynamic, now it's the right use of the sacred law. Give, ask, and ye shall receive. receptivity, realization. That is where we teach from. We are boldly receptive to more good than we can imagine. And we're opening ourselves up to the realization of such, not just a belief in such. We don't want believers. We want believers to become practitioners that have realization, that then embody, and then that live heaven on earth. You want to fly? You got to travel lightly. Let's hear this again, very slowed it down. Possibility. We are in the feeling tone of with God consciousness. All things are possible. Try possibility for a change. Try possibility for a change rather than doubt and worry and fear. Try possibility for a change. Try possibility for a transformation. Moving into the realm of the unknown outside of your present paradigm. You want to fly? You have to travel lightly. What do you do for a living? Breathe. Breath is present. Breath is celebration. Breath allows me to feel my etheric nature, my invisible nature. I roll through the world, taking nothing personal. I do not hold people accountable to my judgment of how they should live their life. You see, they're on their own path of unfoldment. I bless, I do not curse. I bless, I do not curse. I live with the breath, you see. I open myself up and agreed with myself that I am going to bring heaven to earth while I have a body. I break my agreement with previous thoughts of mediocrity. And I let go of the weight of trying to get something and instead ask, how can I serve? How can I share? How can I glow? How can I give? And now, since the giving has to come through me, I get the first fruits of what I'm trying to give. I'm not trying to get love, I'm trying to give it. I'm not trying to get peace, I'm trying to give it. But then I get it because I'm giving it. And then it manifests in ways that right this moment, I can't even see. Shocks and surprises me because it's outside of my present paradigm. And then the addiction to what's wrong from the virus of the mind, worry, doubt, fear, begins to be abated. I step into my ego anonymous class. You'll say in that particular step, whatever your name is, I have an ego, but it's not running the show. That sense of division, polarization begins to dissolve. It doesn't run everything. In the psychological context, you want to have a healthy ego. In the spiritual context, you're transcending it. And now you fly. And I'll say, and literally, metaphorically, poetically, you actually begin to live in a different world. What did he say? In my Father's house are many mansions, and I go and prepare a place for you. In this cosmic design, in this infinite quantum field, there are many vibrational dimensions. I go into a higher frequency and prepare a place for you. You rise into a different world while you have a body. You're living in a different world while you have a body. And sometimes it might be difficult for a butterfly to commune with the caterpillar. But the butterfly doesn't judge the caterpillar because the butterfly used to be that. It just flies as an example. You will float and fly and love and give and share and shine and bless without judgment. You want to fly? Travel lightly. Travel lightly. Travel lightly. Break free from the addiction of the mind to worry. And come into the vibration of prayerful receptivity. Dynamic, soulful realization. I am what thou art, and thou art what I am. No distance, no separation, only celebration of the divine presence. And then you will be testifying how you emerged from what appeared to be no way into a new way by becoming the vibrational way out of no way. That will be your identity. A living testimony of how you got over into a whole nother world. And you will sing a new song. You will praise the Spirit with every breath. You feel from the depth of your being that life is for you. Nothing is against you. You live in the frequency of all needs met even before the manifestation occurs. You will sing a new song. You'll feel it in your bones. Everything in you that's in any way denying what you are hearing and feeling today are all of the ways that you have coped and survived with the pains and the traumas and the abuses that you may have grown through. But today is a new day. It's a new day. You can be free. You can be free. Give in to what pulled you to be here. And what pulled you to be here? The you that brought you here, the thought, the inspiration, the decision, the choice, that is God in you trying to emerge. That's not something foreign coming. It is you trying to come out of you. You see, it is you closer than your breathing and nearer than your hands and feet. It's you. Let your light so shine. Say yes to life. Embrace who and what you really are. Yes, people might think you're strange for a while. That's all right. Every being that's ever done anything interesting on the planet, great, magnificent, new, they were strange. It's called the strange attractor field. We want to become strange attractor fields. We want to be the next frequency and then draw everyone into the higher frequency of a love so strong, a peace so real, a beauty so profound, an intelligence so strong that we become aware that we did not create ourselves, that we've emerged from an eternal pool of infinite possibility. Life is magnificent. Oh, yes, my God, how great thou art. How great is the presence everywhere. I think I'm through. I think this is enough. I would suggest to you that you go back and listen to this again for the frequency underneath the words as well as the words themselves as carrier vibrational frequency for wholeness and well-being and transformation in a teaching of receptivity and realization. Not trying to get, but seeking to let. And as I was doing earlier, catch that, feel that frequency, and then allow for your body to be a vibrational mantra for the power and the presence and the love of God. And that's any kind of movement or dance in which you are celebrating the divine presence. Let your face have an asana of smile, so the tonic chemicals are flowing through the body temple, even if you don't feel like it, so that you can be an integrous being, with the Spirit of the living God moving through your soul, anchoring the realm of ever-expanding good on earth while you are in form. Oh my God. Let's roll. Let's rock. Let's do this. Let's do this.
You gonna dance with us?
Love is love forever, live true and dance free. Love is love forever, live true and dance free. Love is love forever, live true and dance free. Love is love forever, live true and dance free.
We choose love over all of this. Love as the cause of it. Love here to free your life. In the blink of an eye, it is all over with. Change the only constant. Come on, live now and dance.
Love is love forever, live true and dance free.
Get it, girl. You must dance.
Love is love forever, live true and dance free.
You must dance. You must dance.
Love is love forever, live true and dance free.
Come on and get free with love.
Love is love forever, live true and dance free. True and dance free.
You must dance. Yeah.
Love is love forever, live true and dance free.
You must dance. You must dance.
Love is love forever, live true and dance free.
Get free. And get free with love.
Love is love forever, live true and dance free.
Dance free. Dance free.
Love is love forever, live true and dance free.
You must dance. Yeah.
Love is love forever, live true and dance free. God bless me.
Love is love forever, live true and dance free.
This is a prayer.
Love is love forever, live true.
This is a body mantra celebration. This is an asana.
Love is love forever.
of youthful vitality. God, Nataras, you alive. Oh, come with us into the upper room. Come with us in this dynamic celebration of prayer. Pray believing and feeling that you have, that you may receive. Believe that you have, that you may receive. Believe that you have. Oh, there's joy here. Believe that you have. There's peace here. Believe that you have. There's love here. Believe that you have. There's beauty here. Believe that you have. There is abundance here that ye may receive. Dance free.
Love is love.
Is this awareness? So, this dynamic sense of gratitude. Oh, we just allow gratitude to take us over. It just takes us over. We just can't help but being grateful. Sometimes the mind doesn't want to be grateful. The mind doesn't want to do it. No, I don't want to. We let it take us over. I'm grateful, Lydia. I'm grateful. I find something to be grateful. I'm grateful. I can breathe. Some people can't breathe. I'm grateful. And this consciousness of gratitude, our new attitude, we recognize a presence that is never an absence and feel so one with it that we're bold enough to say, I am that.
I am that I am.
And the very word emerging from our I amness is the word of God reminding us that we are a singular manifestation of a cosmic unfolding. And we're allowing our light to so shine that every organ and action of the body temple is made whole. We give ourselves permission to be whole. To be whole. Oh, just pat yourself. Love your body temple. And give it permission to heal anything that needs a healing, which is a revelation of the intrinsic wholeness beyond the physical body. There's a perfect idea of the body. Just give yourself permission to be whole. Just tap yourself and say, it's all right. It's all right to heal yourself. It's all right to be whole. It's all right to grow younger. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Give yourself permission to be mentally clear.
I'm free.
Emotionally pure.
I'm free.
Give yourself permission that the body of your affairs now coagulate around divine harmony. But the harmony is beginning inside first, and then reflecting and revealing itself as your so-called outside. Every organ, action, and function of the body temple, whole. Mental body, whole. Financial body, whole. All of our relations rooted in the eternal of peace and harmony and wholeness and love. Let us now just go beyond the mind and go into the heart, and let us just feel what the word has just said. Just feel it. Bypass the intellect. Just feel the joy. Feel the celebration. Feel the wholeness. Feel the abundance. Feel all needs met. Feel all needs met. Feel all needs met. Feel all needs met. Feel all needs. Just feel it. Don't ask how to do it. Just feel it. All of my needs are met. All of my needs are met. All of my needs are met. Feel it. Feel it.
My God. My God. My God.
Oh, feel it. That's what he said. Believe that you have, that you may receive. Feel that you have it, that you may receive it. Woo.
My God knows me.
There are people here who want prayer.